In the heart of a vast African savanna lay the vibrant village of Nyani, a place bursting with music, laughter, and life. Each evening, under a sky full of stars, the villagers would gather in the central square to celebrate the day. Drums would beat, voices would rise in song, and storytellers would weave tales that danced on the wind. The songs of Nyani traveled far and wide, bringing joy not only to travelers but to the wild animals that roamed the savanna. But one fateful evening, as the villagers prepared for their usual festivities, an eerie silence descended upon them. When the drummers struck their instruments, no sound emerged. When the singers opened their mouths, no melody came forth. Even the crackling of the fire and the chirping of crickets vanished. Nyani had lost its voice. Panic spread like wildfire. The elders convened an emergency meeting by the silent fire. The oldest among them, Baba Nkosi, spoke gravely. "This is no ordinary silence. The spirits of the land are displeased. They have taken away our voice as punishment." The villagers whispered in fear. How could they live without sound? Without their songs, stories, and laughter, they felt as though the soul of Nyani had been stripped away. Baba Nkosi continued, "To restore our voice, we must seek the spirit of sound who dwells at the Mountain of Echoes. But the journey is fraught with danger, wild beasts, trickster spirits, and the whispering forest. Only the bravest among us can undertake this quest." The crowd fell silent, none daring to volunteer. Then, a small yet confident voice broke through the quiet. "I will go." It was Zama, a 13-year-old girl known for her courage and quick wit. Though young, Zama had a spirit as fierce as the sun. Her grandmother, the village's oldest storyteller, had always told her, "Zama, your voice may be small, but it carries the strength of mountains. One day, it will change the world." The elders protested. "The path is too dangerous for a child." But Zama stood firm. "If no one else will go, I must. Our village cannot live in silence." Moved by her determination, the villagers prepared her for the journey. They gave her a small drum, a gourd of water, and her grandmother's storytelling beads for guidance. At dawn, Zama set off, her heart filled with both fear and hope. The first challenge on Zama's path was the Whispering Forest, a place shrouded in mist where the trees murmured endlessly. Travelers who ventured too deep often found themselves lost, driven mad by the ceaseless whispers. As Zama entered, the voices grew louder, mocking her. "Turn back, little girl. You are too weak. You will never make it to the mountain. Your village is doomed." The whispers clawed at her mind, filling her with doubt. But Zama remembered her grandmother's words. "When the voices of doubt grow loud, let your heart be louder." She began to hum an old village tune, a song of resilience and hope. Her melody rose above the whispers, silencing them. Guided by the rhythm of her song, Zama found her way out of the forest. Next, Zama came to the River of Shadows, a wide, dark expanse of water that reflected not the sky but one's deepest fears. As Zama looked into the river, she saw visions of herself failing, her village trapped in silence forever, her loved ones blaming her for their misery. Tears welled in her eyes, but she clenched her fists. "These are only shadows," she said aloud. "They are not my truth." Zama struck her drum softly, its faint sound rippling across the water. The river began to part, revealing a narrow path. Step by step, she crossed to the other side, leaving her fears behind. On the third day, Zama encountered a frail old man sitting beneath a baobab tree. He beckoned to her, his voice kind. "Child, you must be weary. Come, share my food and water. Rest here and I will guide you to the mountain." Zama hesitated. Something about him felt wrong. Then she noticed his shadow. It moved in the opposite direction of his body. She realized he was a trickster spirit. "Thank you, but I must keep going," she said politely. The old man's form twisted, revealing a giant snake with gleaming eyes. "You dare refuse me?" he hissed, lunging at her. Zama struck her drum, and this time the sound was loud and powerful. The snake recoiled, hissing in pain, and slithered away into the wilderness. At last, Zama reached the Mountain of Echoes, its peak hidden in swirling mist. At the base of the mountain was a cave, and inside, the spirit of sound awaited, a majestic figure whose presence filled the air with an unearthly hum. "Why have you come, child?" the spirit asked, its voice resonating like thunder. Zama knelt before it. "My village has lost its voice. Without it, we cannot sing, drum, or tell stories. Please, help us." The spirit's eyes narrowed. Your people have grown careless with the gift of sound. They use it for joy but have forgotten its power to heal, unite, and honor the spirits of the land. To restore your village's voice, you must prove that you understand the true value of sound. The spirit gave Zama 3 tasks. First, she was asked to create a melody so soothing it could heal an injured bird. She hummed a gentle tune, weaving in memories of her grandmother's comforting stories. The bird's broken wing mended, and it flew away, chirping in gratitude. Next, 2 leopards were locked in a fierce fight, their roars echoing through the cave. Zama had to drum a rhythm that would calm their rage. She struck her drum with steady beats, mimicking the heartbeat of the earth. The leopards stilled, their anger melting away. Finally, the spirit asked Zama to tell a story honoring the spirits of the land. Using her grandmother's beads, Zama wove a tale about the first drum, created to bridge the gap between humans and the divine. Her voice was clear and strong, echoing through the mountain. The spirit was pleased. You have shown courage, wisdom, and respect for sound. Your village's voice shall be restored. As Zama descended the mountain, the world around her came alive with sound. The rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, and the distant hum of her village. When she returned to Nyani, she struck her drum in the central square. The sound was rich and deep, and the villagers' voices returned. They sang, drummed, and laughed once more, grateful for Zama's bravery. From that day on, the people of Nyani never took sound for granted. They used it not only for joy, but to heal, unite, and honor their connection to the world around them. And Zama? She became a legend, her small voice proving that even the youngest and smallest among us can change the world. Let me